Hi there YouTubers, this is Aussie C, talking to you now. Decided to create a blog, because I got a lot on my mind, and I like to talk about things, all shapes and sizes, talking about mainly current issues and that sort of thing. If you know me, I know I'm quite into politics and all that sort of thing. And I will try to make a few of these, and I'll try to finish them with something good, if it's been a particularly serious political topic. I suppose the political topic for today is Muslim Extremist Poppy Burning. Now notice that I use the word extremist, because the fact of the matter is that people doing this are extremists. They are not the whole Muslim community. They are not every single Muslim is not wanting to go out and burn a poppy and defy the country that has let them in. Another thing I'd just like to say, I'm going to take a very middle of the road view. I'm going to use what George Carlin, who's a very good comedian, check him out if you're into common sense, said, and common sense. That's what has to prevail in this situation. It's common bloody sense, people. The fact of the matter is that we have on one side, we've got the religious extremist group who are burning a poppy and telling our souls of our soldiers are burning in hell. And on the other side, we have a group of skinheads with the England flag on their shirt, telling everyone that is of a slightly darker colour than albino to get the hell out of their country. Can no one see this is a battle of the stupid? My invisible friend's better than your invisible friend, as it's always has been said before. The fact of the matter is that, I mean, really, it's winds me right up, and properly thinking people are joining these people as well. They're joining these people because they think, oh, well, that's made me angry now. Oh, I need to side with someone. The English, British Nationalist Party, they want to get them all out. They probably got the right idea. That's not the fact. The fact of the matter is there are loads of Muslims there. Funny enough, someone has said recently that the head of a local Muslim church, I think local to Southampton here, was really upset about the poppy incident burning. He generally thought it was a terrible thing committed by an extreme group of Muslims. But then again, I'm just going to say now that I read the Quran. I have read the Quran, and that is not a lie. I've read it because I remember being so annoyed by people of a stupidly socialist and liberal attitude telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about because I haven't read it. So I went and read it, and it is very, very dark. As well as the Bible is dark, but this is really dark. Literally, there is nothing positive in the Quran. If you do this, you'll burn. If you do this, you will burn. If you do that, you will burn. Anyone who gets in your way, burn them, essentially. I could go on, but it's pretty much the same. Old Testament and the Bible is very much like that. If you don't do what I tell you, as God says, then you will burn, or you will die, or I will take all your children. So you see, this religious fundamentalism is, I mean, in my view, I'm like to think I'm an atheist. I do believe that a lot of things that Christianity teaches and a lot of other religion teaches is good. Be kind to one's neighbour, respect one, and don't take somebody's life. These are all good things to live on. These are all good standards to have. And it's just a real shame that some people go by, it's written in a book, I think it's the weak-willed that literally have no ability to control their own lives, need something to go by. But common everyday laws aren't enough. They need something to dictate how their lives should be managed. And it's a real shame that a lot of the books that people choose to read, all the beliefs are so overwhelmingly negative. It really is. It's such a shame. It's the fact that no one in those groups can go and make up their own minds and maybe just use a little bit of common sense. Say it again, a bit of common sense. So, I think that's very annoying, because what's happening with this poppy burning incident. It was terrible. I was really upset about it. I mean, I thought that's terrible. I mean, the fact of the matter is that if they hadn't fought, if the people hadn't fought for the freedom, then they wouldn't have a country to accept them in. The fact of the matter is, I doubt there are many Muslims in this country, extremist or not, before 1914, 1918, or 1939, 1944. I doubt there are very few at all. And the fact that we still got a country because people will lay their lives on the line for it, and that they decided to have a go at those people is, it does sicken me. It really does sicken me. But then again, it sickens me that on the other side, you've got the idiot brigade, they come over here taking our jobs. And the majority of the time they're saying that, they're taking the jobs that you're too bloody lazy to go and do. They're taking the jobs that you're too lazy to go and do. I could go and do my plumber's thing, but no, I can't be asked. I'm generalising. I've probably got a lot of people who are going to hate this and a lot of people are going to hate me, but I'm just telling it like it is, people. I'm just telling it like it is. it's anger out. Yeah, it's disgusting. The fact of the matter, I wrote it on Facebook. I said, the only way to do it is to put both the extremist group in one large prison, just let them fight it out and just kill each other, because I hate the religious extremist Muslim. I really find I don't like what they stand for, and the fact that it's oppressive of everything that I in this country have come to believe, and they've come into a country of freedom that they wanted to come into to oppress my freedom. And I also hate the fact that there's a bunch of English people who call themselves British who are so nationalist that anyone who's brown or they're not Christian, kick them out or they deserve to die. That's just really annoying. And all I can say is that this is probably going to get worse, because it's probably going to, everyone will want to jump on a boat, and I have a feeling that the majority of, say, white or black, or just generally sort of slightly very patriotic people, and I'm patriotic, I'm proud of this country, I'm proud of what we've done, but it seems that if you do take pride, that's a bad thing. I'm not proud. We've done some great things for the world, and just say it that there's very little that the Muslim faith has put into the world in a positive aspect, and that is absolutely my opinion. I just feel that it hasn't contributed to the world, rather it's wanted to degrade it to the dark ages. The more fundamentalist aspect, anyone who's a Muslim faith and appreciate if there are any positive, the positive aspects of it, that's fine by me, go about your business, and I respect you for that. I respect you if you're Christian and you understand that both sides of these arguments, or if you're Jewish, or Hindu, or you're Buddhist, especially the Buddhists are very easygoing on this sort of thing. They probably think, oh, well, leave them, we're just happy being calm and chilled. I like the Buddhists, and I think they've got it all sorted out. They're very relaxed people. And yeah, I just think that please just have a bit of common sense. Just realise that we, as if you consider yourself a Christian, you've got as much the bad, idiotic, narrow-minded, fundamentalist acts in your religion as the Muslim faith has in its religion. But also, towards the Muslim extremists, the fact of the matter is that the Australian Prime Minister got it right a few years ago when he wrote a speech that said, we give you the freedom to come into our country, but if you're going to come into our country and tell our ways are wrong, and that everything we do is wrong, and that all Christians are wrong, and that we should die for what we believe in, then we've also got another right which you should really take advantage of, and that's the right to leave. So basically what I'm saying is, if you don't like what happens in this country and the way of the law that it's been for hundreds of years, then please go back to where your way of thinking is appreciated, because obviously it was much better than this place, which is why you moved here. Simple. And I'm going to finish with something positive, just maybe bring it back. Album I've been listening to recently, it's John. He's a very, 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 very good singer. Sort of a metal album. I know it's not to everyone's taste, but it's melodic metal. It's a whole cover album of Ronnie James Dio. He was one of my favourite singers. When he died earlier this year, I was just absolutely gutted. I was so sad. A lot of people, when Michael Jackson died, they thought that was terrible, and I thought it was terrible myself. But when he died, I really, really felt terrible. I remember actually having to do an assignment and not being sure if I could do it, because I felt absolutely gutted, and I felt really sad for his loss, and the world would be a more boring place without Ronnie James Dio. So, he's up there, R.I.P. And it's just him singing a load of Ronnie James Dio songs, which happened to come out just before he died, and it's all full of positive, upbeat messages, because Ronnie James Dio was a positive, upbeat person. So if you like music of Ronnie James Dio, or Rainbow, or Black Sabbath, the time he was in, he sang about heaven and hell, and that you make your own heaven and hell. And I think that's probably a message we should all go by. So, put that away. So if you want to buy that, John Dio, it's out on Frontiers Records now, who are dealing with all the really good music at the moment. And yeah, I'm just saying, I'm growing a moustache beard for charity, and hopefully make some money. There we go, contributing something positive. And maybe some of these people I've talked about in this video will maybe start thinking properly and maybe contribute something positive to the world rather than something overbearingly negative. Stay safe.